11/22/24 today. We have a Marine over here with a kid, you know, a toddler in his stroller. So there's the Kennedy House, which is farther up here past the Sterling. A lot of water or melted, what have you, on the sidewalk here. We have, oh, I forgot the marathon. So they would worry tenfold. There's a half marathon tomorrow, full marathon on Sunday. It's, I think they call it the Dietz and Watson is sponsoring at least the half marathon. I forget how it works. Anyways, the Philadelphia Traditional Marathon that's been going on for years, so everybody's gearing up for that. So I might be out there just to show. Oh, looks like electricity. Anyway, that's that. So the dealio is today, a lot of people who are running in the marathon will be here. They're either here already, or they're coming in by 3 o'clock to get into a hotel, or if they're in the suburbs, I guess they'll just show up tomorrow if they're in driving distance. But a lot of people come in, stay in hotels if they don't live here already. A lot of people from out of town, out of state, out of country, of course. It's a qualifying race, so if you are a front runner, one of the people ahead of the pack per se, Peter Pan, 11/11. 11/22/63, JFK was assassinated. So anyway, I just gave a little student lesson there to people heading on up probably to the Friar School, and it's Friday. But anyway, a lot of people might have started learning to connect dots and see patterns because of a case like the Kennedy case. But anyway, marathon this weekend. I might go up. The worries would be, I'm sorry, in terms of, you know, terrorism, terrorism, or potentially dangerous people. 3M on this Toyota Prius, I would see that 6180. Of course, 3M is a brand that you would buy like for tape or boxes or office supplies and stuff like that. Anyway, I don't know what it means, 3M, but I'll have to look it up. Meridian lines. That's in Chinese acupuncture uses the term meridian to discuss your energy lines within the body. I do buy it because of things that have happened in my world. It can seem like, oh, it's junk science, or I don't know, or the natural world going crazy. I buy it because if someone wanted to zap you tonight with anxiety or depression, they could. They have to be really high level, but they know energy lines like nobody's business. Trust me on that one. Energy is like the #1 fought over resource in America or the world. Do you have fossil fuels like coal and whatever else? Or do you have electric, or do you, you know, what kind of fuels are you using? So anyway, point being, at the marathon, people might worry just because today is 11/22, and is there a pattern to disastrous things going on in history? So be careful out there today, even tomorrow and the next day. 24 has been allotted to terrorism. For some people, I only know this because it comes up and it's emphasized, and I'm like, oh, so some people think the number 24 is assigned to terrorism. So Sunday is the 24th. That's the big marathon. That's the 26.2 race. 13.1 is tomorrow. So anyway, Dietz and Watson, which sounds like a hot dog and lunch meat, which technically a lot of really strict runners wouldn't touch it. There's too much sodium, unless they needed it, you know, and they could tell. When you're in tune with your body, you kind of know. you kind of catch on like what you need and what you don't need. We have a tent here down by some power lines at the train. I do think that's interesting. I'm wondering if people feel warmer here. And I will say this from experience. I had to live in a van for 6 weeks, a U-Haul van. I was really worried. I kept trying to get on my credit card, but the circumstances were really bizarre. But I do know that sometimes it was freezing cold. We had harsh winter of freezing cold weather and snow. This was from December 4th through mid-January. Technically, it got towed on Martin Luther King Day, even though I thought everybody had off on that day. So, but anyway, I didn't even know it was in a spot that was like watched over only for half a day. It was like a lane it's hard to explain. It's an old city, but anyway, I do know that sometimes I worried about how warm or cold I would be. Of course, if you're walking all over the city and you're active, then your body temperature does go up. So it's better to be active. When you're sedentary, you get colder. And that's, you know, the blood circulation needs to be going and stuff like that. That's why a lot of older people get cold, or at some point they can't even tell if they're cold or hot, and that's a major issue, you know, as people near, you know, older age and potentially death, because they can't even feel that. So I have wondered, like, if angels in the sky come out and help people feel a little bit warmer, should they not have shelter. We live in a world where everyone should at least have some kind of roof over their head. There are people who never, they really don't have the same opportunities. Even myself, I wonder how people wind up in certain jobs. I come from way behind, you know, a mom with only a high school education. I grew up in a single mom household. My dad had a business education that's different from a very small college, specialized-ish. They kind of farm people out to the same jobs, you know what I mean? So in a way, he was on a track and he just stayed there. And he played it safe. He didn't do anything risky, other than divorce. Might have put him in more danger than he realizes. Or the rest of his family wound up in danger because, you know, well, that's a whole other topic. So, anyway, that's that. I'll try to settle down on talking. We're crossing over 22nd Street. That is 22nd Street with a bike lane. There's a bike. Oh no, that's a person walking. Sorry. Person with stroller. It's hard to tell through the viewfinder. And and that's 22nd Street over there, and that's Trader Joe's over there. So I kind of laugh at the name Trader Joe's because I grew up in Delaware, so Joe Biden's name was ever-present-ish. He was kind of on the quiet side as a senator. It wasn't like he was always had to be in the news. Like in Florida, you hear about these people all the time, maybe because of weather, you know, like the hurricane season and stuff like that. And you get the governor out there, and you have Matt Gaetz, which was a senator who was a senator for Florida, but he just pulled his name out of the hat for whatever Trump called him in for. Potential, Attorney General. So